My shadow, shedding skin. I've been digging scabs again. I'm down, digging through my own muscles, looking for a clue. I've been moving on my belly, staring out what could have been. I've been wallowing in my own confusing, insecure delusions. For a piece to cross me over, or a word to guide me in. I wanna feel the changes coming down. I wanna know what I've been hiding. My shadow, changes coming through my shadow. My shadow, shedding skin. I've been thinking my scabs again.
Yes. All right, let's turn that down. Hopefully you can hear me on YouTube. Using a different platform, so you have to bear with me. We're looking at Sava here, or bed. This is BBBY. Bed Bath and Beyond. That's what everybody wants to talk about, so that's what we're looking at. Let's make sure we're streaming just right, man. Looks like we are. I'm going to try to minimize my, let me turn off my cam on YouTube. Disable cam. There we go. Hopefully it works. I'm trying a different platform because that platform allows me to bring guests onto YouTube, which is what I would like to do. So it takes a minute to learn all these platforms, man. It's not easy streaming all the time. You can't just do it from your phone if you're trying to do it in different ways, man. It's one of the concepts behind you're always trying to learn new things, man. You're always trying to learn new things, new skill sets. All right, what we're looking here, BBBB. Why? I want to bring your attention. I get this all the time. Gerald, does the money flow work for options? I guess if you're concerned with price direction, it does. I don't know why you think I would teach a strategy and it wouldn't, but does it work with options? So look where it stopped. I mean, literally exactly where it stopped before. Look at that. Pow. Stopped right there, man. Now, here's the thing. You're like, how could I have ever known? Well, and I've talked a lot about this. Every stock in the world, every one of them, all of them will break out, and the 5-day and the 10-day and the 20-day will all cross. All stocks. Every stock in the fucking world will cross the 20-day moving average. Price will break out above it. All stocks. So whatever your strategy is, this happens on every stock when it goes to break out. And a lot of times what you saw with BBBY, it started to break, pull back a little bit, but look, it holds the anchor point. And we could just replace this with any other stock. They're all the same, man. It holds the anchor point, right? And then look what happens. What are those indicators? Buy the book, man. What are the indicators? Buy the book. Why don't I just come to your house and I'll just sit down at your computer? Matter of fact, I'll just do it for you, man. I'll just send you stock. You just go spoon with your girl and I'll whisper them to you. So as this held the anchor point, which it's not about what indicators, what it's about is learning the movement of price. So I showed this on Instagram. What do we see here? Big stage 3, giant stage 4 down, and then what? Big stage 1 sideways, and now what? Now we're ripping up to the upside, right? What is that? That's the money flow, man. It's the money flow. You can see it on the indicators, sideways, down, sideways, right? And we actually started to see, and this is might confuse a lot of people, so I don't get too much in it, but the divergence from the indicators of the TSI and the MACD, they began to move higher, even though price was really just kind of going sideways here. We had our little tempted bump, came down, and when it comes back into that, that's the most bullish thing there is in the money flow is when a attempted break of a box and then it comes back into it. Now, technically didn't break it, but it did come back into it. So hopefully on YouTube they can still see me. I'll find out after as I watch back this recording. So bam, stopped exactly where we expect it, turned around exactly about where I would expect it to turn around. And that's the money flow, man. That's the money flow. And you can apply the money when it's that blinking. You can apply the money flow, and here's the weird thing about money flow. It might work better for you than me. Meaning, like, I'm not in this stock, but let's say you got in this stock. Well, that's the money flow. And so once we learn the technicals, once we learn the pattern, once we learn the 4 stages of price movement, now we just lay it over the stocks that you want to follow. And so what I would highly encourage you to do is just follow some of the same ones and not chase stocks. And if you're going to chase them on the breakout day right there, that's the day you're buying, not up in here. Now, in this stock, it worked, but as a general rule, if you buy stocks that have run this far, it's a bad strategy, man. Over time, you'll pay a price for that. So you want to catch them down here, okay? You want to, when they come down, then they get ready to bump. When they bump above the 20-day moving average is a holy thing. It's like the cross in church. It's as holy as it gets in trading. That is 1 month of trading. There are 5 days a week. There are 4 weeks. 5 times 4 is 20. The reason we use the simple 20-day moving average is that's price relation to the last month. That is the very definition. I don't know why I'm talking to the camera. I got it turned off. That is the very definition of, let's put that back on, is the very definition of an uptrend is price breaking out above that green line. And then you see, now what you're seeing here is an extreme move. I would be taking some of this off. If you're not, I don't know what to say about you. I mean, this is screaming, you got to take some of this off, man. If we bump over to Sava, we saw the same thing. We actually talked about this a bunch on our we actually talked a bunch about this. Price going sideways, price going up, price going sideways, price going down, price going sideways. Okay. Price going sideways, price. I mean, look at it. It's not any clearer, is it? You get little bumps here, and you're going to have to work these out and how you handle them. These little gray areas right here. These are the areas that tend to throw people off. You'll figure these out with experience. Okay. You'll figure these out with experience. But I mean, look on Sava, it was so obvious. Look at it. It's right here on the, you can even see the pattern on the indicators, man. Look at this. And then sideways, and then what? Then it rips. You can see it on the indicator. It's one of the reasons I like the TSI Most of you guys have no idea what the TSI is. You know AMC ticker, but you don't know what the TSI is. Um, so that's what we see, and we know price can't move until what? The moving averages come together. And that's what we saw. That's the moving average convergence divergence. This is the convergence, is where the moving averages converge. Okay. um, and that's what we saw there, the convergence of the moving averages, and then bam, it rips. And we can see where it's stopping right around where it stopped before. And if you count this kangaroo tail, it went right to the exact point. I don't really count those. Those are blow off tops and bottoms, but um, you know, bangs the RSI, not quite. So I would leave this on with Sava probably, um, and give it a little room, man. Give it a little room. Now a lot of you guys are premature. They make pills for that, by the way. So maybe you're already selling, but the RSI is not 70 yet, so the move's not over. Um, they can help you with that. This motherfucker here, dude, I'm so blocking this guy. This guy here, whatever this guy sells, actually, I'm going to let every influencer know about you, bro, to not speak to you. My God, dude. Could you be more fucking annoying? This guy here, this CSCXTTTR. I'm going to do a class on how not to be a salesman, and it's what this guy does. So I got you recorded now, bro. We'll just post this recording so everybody can know what a horrible salesman you are. So what this guy does, don't do it, because it's called being annoying and aggravating people. And he thinks it's called selling. It's not. So actually all he's done is actually just piss me off. I don't give a fuck if you gave me $1 million a day. I would not promote your product or buy anything from you. I'd rather starve to death than do business with you ever. So how about that? I hope that answered your question. I would rather starve to death than ever do business with you. I hope that is as clear as I can possibly be to you, sir. That I would rather go bankrupt and die in the street than do business with you. I hope that's as clear as I can get. I hope you're not confused now about where I stand on that. Okay. Do you get, is that as clear as I can be? Could I be any clearer to you where I'm at with doing business with you? Any clearer? I hope you're not confused now, bro. So let's see. Yeah, so Sava's going to keep running. I imagine the RSI is not extreme. Now, I'm be honest. I normally take some off here just because we're banging previous high. Um, all jokes aside, that's a previous high. But if you got reason to believe it's going higher, the RSI is not extreme, so I would give it time. Yeah, you laugh away, bro. But the bottom line, I'm not doing business with you ever. Okay, so how about that? Um, did the market tank? What are you talking about, bro? So as we look at this, this is the pattern, right? And that's what you're seeing on Sava. This is what you're seeing on Sava. This is what you're seeing on Sava. So price went sideways, right? That was our stage one. Price broke out above the 20-day moving average. Price climbed higher. And now, we're on this side of it. And, it's like, is this going to be a stage 3 distribution? We don't know. So if we're watching it, this, I would start tracking it today. Now, usually it doesn't end this fast. So, usually you got more time. But I draw my little circle here. And I'd wait to see if this is a stage 3. We'll give it a little bit of time and see. Price keeps going through, then we know it's not. And the next target would be up in here. Okay. And then the next one up in here. And those are just natural targets. Those are where price has stopped. He says, what platform are you streaming from? Man, I don't even know you, man. Why would I be giving you trade secrets? I don't even know who you are, man. I don't even know who you are, man. Let's see. You didn't even tell me your sister's name. Let's see. Let me block this dude. Um, so we'll see. We'll see where that heads. Um, we'll see. But that what I really wanted to drive home was this pattern we were seeing here, man. The stage one, stage two, stage three, stage four, stage one. Now watch where the stage one is. It's exactly where the previous stage one is. So I mean that's a perfect money flow setup, man. So now your job is to go lay this over. I know there's people out there. I don't do I don't do patterns. Okay, I do. So lay this over other stocks and wait for it to break out, man. Um, I don't know why you would short, bro. We're in a bull market, man. See, this, I mean, he can't trade with me, man. We're trading different. You're trying to short a meme stock, bro. That's beyond stupid. Okay, I'm just gonna call it what it is. You don't short a meme stock. That's how you go bankrupt, man. But if you were gonna short this, you would just put a stop right here, and then when you get stopped out, you stopped out. If it comes down, it comes down. So a lot of people will do this to try to catch momentum. It's just not how I trade. I don't know why those guys would even watch me, but you put a stop here. You follow. He's probably you're obviously a student of Timothy Sykes or one of those other dipshits. So you come over here, you wait for a penny stock to break out, you let it get to extremes, and then you put a stop there and you try to catch some quick money on the way down. If you're trying to scalp or something, I don't know, I have zero interest in that. Zero. So if that's what you're doing, rock on. That's not what we're doing here. Um, and you can do that with any penny stock. There's times where that's actually a lucrative strategy, but squirrel, if you want to jump around, change your strategy all the time. If you're like 22 years old, jacked up on Viagra, that's probably a good strategy for you. Um, let's see. Oh, another one we've had that's been running. I'm not in either one of those, but I'm in a little bit of Sava. A lot of people in our Discord group are in those. This was pretty telecast right here. Here's another one, 100% move. I think we were up 130% at one time. Um, again, look, this is not secrets. Sideways, up, sideways, down, sideways. You can see it on the indicators too. Sideways up, sideways down, sideways. um, there's the breakout. I mean, it's as clear as can be. So this is where we started buying right in here. You can add right here. Typically, if I'm swing trading, my first target is previous high. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me block this dude. And then what? Then we're waiting on the RSI. So as this thing runs, we want to let it keep going, man. Don't close a winner. Don't close one out that keeps going and going and going. Let it run, man. Let these stocks run. And here is a classic doji candle. If you use candlesticks, I don't use candlesticks, but I use bars. Classic reversal, sitting right on top of an extreme RSI. So, we took some money off the table on this. And now what? Just leave it be. Leave it be. Because it could pull back easily right into here, set up, and then we run again. Okay. So, and then we run again. Total normal market movement. Total market. And that would be a good place for it to come back to because it's already stopped there a bunch of times if you look. So that's what you're looking for. These zones where prices stopped before. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Any reason I use bars because all you guys use candlesticks, and if I traded like you guys, I'd go broke. So because everyone else uses candlesticks, I use bars. No, actually, truth is, the guy that taught me to trade back in the day used bars. Most people used bars back in the day. Futures traders, commodity traders. I first learned to trade commodities. A lot of people come at this from forex. Forex traders like to use candlesticks. There's no difference in the two. They're the same thing. It's just one's a candle, one's a bar, man. I think it's easier to read bars. There's your open, there's your close, there's the high, there's the low, man. I don't know why we need a candlestick, but some people like them. A lot of people use them just because that's what comes as the default on the thing. Other people believe they can read something into candles. Complete fucking nonsense, but they think they can. They read candlestick patterns. There is zero evidence of that. They have run numerous mathematical algorithmic studies on that. It's all complete nonsense. But some people think it has some value. I do believe there's the doji candle is probably the only, there's something to that because you'll see it at tops and bottoms. There's something to the engulfing candle. This is would be considered an engulfing candle because it engulfed the previous two candles. There's something to that. But you can make up anything, man. We could come over here and we could just lay the full moon over this, and if you do it, you'll find patterns in that, okay? So this played out like we expect. This is stage three. Here's our top, and now we let the stage play out. So just like this. So now it's in distribution. We can't confirm that until you have 4 or 5 days sideways. I would consider that day one, day two, and we'll see how it plays out. It could just turn and rip higher, and that would be great. No, I'm not selling. If you're trading Uber, yeah, you already know the answer. Why do you guys ask me things you already know the answer, bro? You already know the answer, bro. Let's see. So yeah, if you were trading Uber, I wouldn't close it out. It hit the first target. Um, hit the first target. So I would be trimming it. It's still way above the 20. So you're in distribution here. This is stage three. What I think will happen, this will just move sideways and then we'll have a new breakout. I don't know that for a fact. So the market's still split. A lot of people think we're about to go into some catastrophic recession. I don't see it. Everywhere I go, people are spending money. I mean, Americans are too stupid not to spend money. As a general rule, they're going to spend all the money they get. So as long as they have jobs, they will spend all their money, right? Every dollar they get will be spent on something. There's not like they're going to save it and invest all their money. I mean, how many people you meet that invest all their money? Not many. So people are going to spend their money, and people have jobs right now. So it's hard for me to get behind this catastrophic depression or recession. But maybe, who knows? Stage three on Uber. Um, it's not a sell until it breaks through the stage four, right? So if we're looking at the chart, price closing below the 20-day moving average would be your sell signal. This is where it gets weird too. When price rips super fast, it's really far from the 20, and price is drawn to this 20. It doesn't go very long without being pulled back to the 20. Look, you can just see it, right? Price likes to be by the 20. Okay. It doesn't go long. You don't get price very long. Either the 20 catches up or price comes back down to it. So, you know, same on Lyft, same on a bunch of these. We've had some big moves. What else? Let's see. Where's OSUR? Yep. Classic stage three there. We had a big move in this. And then look, it's just setting up stage three. I mean, this is like literally right out of the book, man. There's our highest high. Now we're looking for what, 4 days so we can draw our box. And oh my God, it looks just like a box. Just like this looked like a box, right? So we needed our lowest low and we needed 4 days sideways. Now we've got our highest high and we got 4 days sideways. Stage one, stage two, stage three. Now, does it necessarily mean that it's going to go into a stage four? No, it could hold up here, but we do got to see this RSI work off. So I imagine for the next few weeks or week, you're going to see some pretty volatile moves. That's when meme stocks tend to run. That's when stupid crypto coins run. Um, when you have this, so the SPY. Now I'm gonna give you a lesson. If you're if you can listen, never short stocks when the market is going up. If you'll follow that simple lesson, you will do well. You only want to short stocks when the market is going down. Okay. This would be considered going down. And look at all that room you had. That's an entire from mid April all the way down into June. You could have been shorting stocks if that's what you want to do. Don't short them when they're going up, man. That's how you get blown out. You short stocks when the market's going down. Okay. When the market's on this side of the green line, when it's on this side of the green line, it means it's in a bull market. So you wouldn't short that, man. I mean, common sense. You're going to row against the wind. So keep that in mind, man. Like this, I'm giving you a hack there. Like that's a hack. That's a hack. That's a hack. That when the market is on this side of the green line, you're not looking to short, man. If you play that game, I promise you at some point you're going to lose all your money. So you'd short when it's on this side of the green line. So it means you would never buy SQQ, none of those things. The market's in an uptrend, man. So I noticed my man Anthony ain't back since I made fun of him. But now, look, now we're moving back down. So what we're seeing, this is these are semiconductors. So I cut SOXL in half, but I'm not looking to short it because the market is going up. So stage one, we had a nice run, and now we've started breaking down. Why did I cut it in half? The indicators are breaking down. It's not 100% certain, but I look at 6 things, right? RSI is pointing down. Price is now below the 20. TSI rolled over. MACD rolled over, and stochastics is rolled over. So everything is rolling over, man. So, but did I have the official sell signal? I hadn't had it as of yet. So I cut it back. I cut it back. I think you mean stage 4 decline, homie. Stage 3 is going sideways. Let's see. This is AGP. Are you a chess player? I play a little chess, man. Kind of a simple man, though, man. Let's see. Steve says he finished the new ebook. If you don't have the new ebook, get the new ebook. If your brains can handle it. Let's see. I've been informed I'm supposed to stop making fun of people. I've been informed that it's a bad character trait for me to make fun of stupid people. So I'm going to try my best. Let's see. I promise if you're stupid, I won't make fun of you. Okay. Check in on our trade in oil, ERX. It's hanging in there, man. I was really hoping we would get a rip. I was hoping we'd get a rip. Lisa said, do not stop. Everything is still bullish. 5 days right there. Price is above the 5-day. Let's block this guy. Price is above the 5-day. Price is above the 10. Price is above the 20. These are all moving higher. Slowly but surely, right? You can see it. The moving averages are moving higher. We've got this little zone of resistance is what's keeping us here. If we can get through that, price goes much higher. Probably really right around in here. And you might say, why? Look over here. You got these miners, So if we could get through there, we could hit 62 pretty easy. Indicators are still bullish. It's just kind of a boring. We're starting to get some confliction here. Look, stochastics is broke down. The MACD is now going the other way. What is that telling you? That says right there that momentum has turned down. Momentum has turned down, but price is not going down. So that kind of makes sense if you think about it. It's like, what do you mean? The momentum to the upside is now gone down. So back to Sava and BBY. Let's say I'm in this trade. Well, where's the MACD? What is the MACD telling you? Where's the momentum? To the upside, right? So there you go. It's to the upside. Well, what about on BBBY? BBB. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Where's the momentum here? It's still to the upside, right? So still to the upside. Um, so only thing I'm thinking is upside here, man. We'll see. I can't even I can't believe my man would even consider shorting this. A meme stock. Did you not see how many hedge funds went out of business shorting meme stocks? That's like fucking one of the most dangerous things you could do. Um, somebody asked about Walmart. Yeah, I don't know, man. I imagine Walmart's going to stop here. Hasn't been the best chart. Hasn't been the best chart. Problem is now too, you got a gap here, man. So you're probably going to backfill that gap. It's not going to leave a gap on the chart. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't do anything with it. I mean, if you were trading it, if you follow my bread and butter strategy, it's where you try to catch a dividend stock in a stage one below the 200-day moving average. And that I always say these are the easiest trades in the world. These are just no brainers, literally stupid, easy. If you get a big cap dividend stock trading way below the 200-day, this is a no brainer, simplest trade you will ever get. They almost always go back to that yellow line. I mean, I mean, I'm gonna say always, but maybe there's one that never did. I don't know, man. Maybe there's one that never did. Hold on, I gotta block all these people. Maybe there's one that never did. So if we go look at Intel right now, same setup. It's trading below the 200. It's a dividend stock. Um, the I like it. I've been nibbling here, so I'll buy all the stage ones on Intel. Eventually, it'll set up, and eventually, it'll run. Let's see. Yep, Verizon's in the same boat. I mean, these stocks have problems though. Let's check Verizon. I'm long Verizon. This is a no-brainer going back to $50. This is a no-brainer. Okay. This is a no-brainer here. This is a no-brainer, and if you look at this, you can see the pattern pretty clear. Up. You got that little dip there, but it came back into the pattern down. Here's our anchor point right here. Here's our anchor point, and then price went sideways. So this is a pretty classic setup and pretty easy to run back to the 50-day. I mean, it's a $5 move. And it can still be a shitty stock with problems at $50, just like it can at $45, because they still make billions of dollars. They are having problems though. So easy trade right there. Easy money flow trade. I mean, it's this pattern right here. Those are so easy. It's hard to, if you're new to trading, if you will ignore all the people talking to you about options, completely ignore those people. Okay. They are doing you a disservice. If you're new to trading and people are talking to you about options, you need new friends. Okay. And ignore all these meme stocks and just learn this. If you learn this, then you'll learn the basic fundamentals of trading. What you see happening right here, right here, the RSI went extreme. We went straight down. And if you learn what I'm showing you here, I'm going to show you how to catch bottoms, man. So you don't need to know how to buy options. What you need to understand is the four stages of price movement and how to spot bottoms. So that was the lowest low. We count 4 days over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it above the 5-day moving average? No. So it's not. It starts to run up. It kind of is. It holds it. So in here is your buy point. You say, why not right here? Look how far away it is from the 20-day moving average. It cannot do anything until these moving averages come together. And if you look over here, that's what's special about the moving averages. Until they come together, it can't move. Okay, look, price here, they started to come together. So once you learn how to catch these bottoms like this and learn how to read the MACD histogram and what the stochastics means, and you catch these stage ones and you see this in your head, then you go to trying to do options and all the other, then you can go blow your account up and lose all your money later. Okay, but you got to learn that, man. And you need to learn how to read some fundamentals. You need to learn how to analyze a stock. So if we came over here and we said, let's put this in Morningstar, and we said, okay, how much is Verizon worth? I get this all the time. How can you know what a stock is worth? Same way you know what a pair of shoes is worth in a house. So Verizon's undervalued by 22%. They got a fair value of $59. We're trying to get to $50 if I was trading it, right? So it theoretically fundamentally get to $50? Well, it's valued at 59. And what do you mean by valued? Meaning if you wrote a check for the whole company, the most that they would want $59 a share. Anything less than that, if shareholders would be pissed. Full true value. Now, stocks don't always trade full value. A lot of times they trade at discounts, especially telecoms and dividend stocks. Why? Because all the money comes out, man. So all the money Verizon makes comes out and goes into the pockets of the shareholders. But if you're in a growth play, it doesn't do that, man. And then if you're like Bed Bath and Beyond, fuck it. You don't even need to make money. It's not even about money. It's just the stock price going up and down, man. That game never changes. There's always some tulips out there, man. That's just technical trading for most people. And that's fine, but that's what it is, okay? This is a play on value in that you think it's worth 59, it's trading at 45, and now it's setting up on the money flow. So once you learn this and you learn the value of a company, then you can be like, wow, you can start taking intelligent trades. You can have theses, and then you're not just chasing shit around, okay? Like you're approaching this from an intelligent, like you can have confidence in what you're doing, man. Let's look at it. Where's 03M now? Look at the 3M, right on time. Stock sold off. Got right to that 200, bang the RSI, completed swing trade. If you were trading it. Now, if you're not trading it as an investor, what you're picking up shares down here. But this is the setup you're looking for. Prices on this side of the green line. And man, here's a classic, another one. Look at this. Look how far away the moving averages are. So it tries to run. These are almost always fake runs because the moving averages are too far apart, man. It's got to come back in and settle in. And look how they came together. If we go to Sava, see the same effect, man. They've got to come together. You see them coming together here. And then it jumped, you know. So as you begin to just see that pattern over and over and over and over and over, is it 100%? No. If it was, we'd have all the money in the world. But it is pretty damn. It does give you, you know, it allows you to pick the bottom. So if we're tracking Sava here, There's our anchor point, and we wait what, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Is it above the 5? No. It is here. Could you make a move there? You could. I like over here better. And so as this develops, now here's my buy zone right around in here, right? Not up here. So if it's already popped, you're too late, man. Right? Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. And so that same pattern we're just looking for over. This is boring. Like it's really boring once you learn the pattern, you know. And you're gonna have fakes. This was a fake breakout. And then what? Came right back down. Oh well. Look at the next one. The next one made up for it. So again, a high paying dividend stock, Ford, became really undervalued right here. Super undervalued. There's your breakout. Where's your target? 200-day. This trade is the easiest trade you'll ever trade. Catching dividend paying stocks below the 200-day, waiting for the stage one setup. And when they set up stage one, you buy them. When they break out, you could buy them or trade them. As an investor, I'd buy the stage one. As a trader, I'd wait for the breakout. And then once it breaks, I'm long. Where do I put my stop? I'd put my stop over here at the original anchor point at first to give it room. So way down here. And then as the trade unvolves, I'd move the stop up. Then I'd let it evolve and I would slowly take down the trade. Never getting all I wouldn't get all the way out till it rolled over and went into a stage four, but that's not what we have. We have a big stage one right now. We're possibly building a three here, right? So I'd be at like maybe half the position if I was trading it. If I'm an investor, probably do nothing unless the position's really large. So one that I said I may start taking down a little bit just because I have so damn much of it is Gilead. 71 RSI. I haven't started yet. But I am probably going to. Where was the previous? Look at this. That's where the previous high is. And then the next one's up here at 71. If we get to 71, you can damn sure bet I'm taking some of this down because I built a large position. And you're like, what do you mean? Well, I've been patiently buying all the stage ones all the way back. Just keeps going. So we bought it back in here. And then what? Big stage four decline. I'm what? Buy the stage one, buy the stage one, buy the stage one, buy the stage one, buy the stage one. And now what? We're ripping. So all of this just lowered my price point. So as we go higher up into here, it's going to become a very large position for me. So I'm going to downsize it and take some of that gain to put what? In something else, man. In something else. And it was a 5% dividend stock trading below that green line. No fucking brainer. These are easiest trades in the world. Look over here. Stage one runs up. Stage one runs up, bangs to 200, comes down, runs up, bangs to 200. What's up? Comes down, bangs to 200. No brainer trades, man. Absolutely no brainers. I mean, it's so simple. Where are we at? Yep. Smaller the size, the more speculative the idea. I like that 100%. Um, looks like it came in good. So hopefully they can see me okay. I'm trying out a new platform on, it's called, someone asked me what it is, riverside.fm. It allows you to bring guests on to YouTube. I've never brought guests on when it comes to stock trading. I usually reserve that for real estate because a lot of times, I'm going to be honest, I don't really give a shit about other people's opinions when it comes to stock market. I really don't, man, especially if they trade different than me. But I might let a couple in. We'll see. Oof. So our silver trade's going against us. Price is now below the 20. TSI is crossing over. MACD is about to cross. Stochastics, check, 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 check. So might be closing this trade out. That sucks. So let's check FCX. Still holding. Let's check SLV. All right, now notice when I checked SLV, it doesn't look quite as bad. So SLV is the silver. So we need to keep an eye on that one for AGQ because it's the unleveraged one. The other one's leveraged, so it's going to move further down and further up. So we need to keep an eye on this. This is actually holding the breakout box. So I'd probably give this a minute. That day was our breakout, and we're holding that box. So I might give this a minute. Hope that makes sense. Let's see. Hope that makes sense. What's up, Nick? Um, let's check. Oh man, Nick's in Home Depot. Let's look at Home Depot. What's it doing? Look at that. Back to what I said. These are the easiest trades in the world. If you want to trade options, they don't get much easier than this. Below the 200, tags the 200. Now, I don't like doing them necessarily with options. You can. I'd rather build it. And when I do these trades to the 200, I don't use any stops. What time frame? It is the daily chart. Again, the easiest strategy in the world. If I ran a hedge fund, this is all I would do. I would buy stage one dividend stocks and I would sell them at the 200-day moving average. Let's see. Ooh, CPSH has come back down. Still above the 20, so I'm going to be looking to add to this one. We'll see. But, you know, we talked about this before. Our dilemma right now is the market is sitting on a 70 RSI. So let's check the Dow. Man, it wants to go higher. I mean, it's really barely down. Look at that. What an easy trade, huh? Yeah. Dow Jones to the 200, S&P to the 200. No brainer. Yeah, man. That's what I said, right? Buy a stage one dividend stock, sell at the 200-day average. Neat feek. Buy the book, bro. Or get off your ass and go to my newsletter. I know it'd be tough. You'd have to click a button. But if you were to click a button, you would know your answer. Let's see. I mean, imagine if you had to actually click a button and nobody walked you through it. How would 20-year-olds survive if nobody held your hand and walked you over to the here, let me show you the door. Let me hold your hand and walk you out. Would that mean you're bearish on the position? No, sir. I'm not bearish on the position. The market is in an uptrend. All right. I'm guessing the Wealth Squad is putting out this EM. Who's putting out the NEM? Who's putting this trade out? Because I get asked about this literally every 10 fucking minutes. So what's the group putting this out? Is it the Wealth Squad? I'm going to say it's the Wealth Squad by the number of people that ask me about this trade. It's a stage one. It's an undervalued stock. I don't like gold stocks. I'm going to be honest. They're horribly run, terribly mismanaged. So as a general rule, I've tried not to trade them. So is Chris Johnson putting this out? Whenever Chris gets put it to trade out, I get a fucking 1,000 people go, what do you think about this? Well, since he's my top student, I'm going to say it's probably a pretty good trade. Unlike most of my other students, he fucking does it every day, pays attention, is on the game, works it, doesn't cry when the market goes down, starts adding more. He's actually a very good example of how you should handle the stock market, by the way. Very, very good, which will make him very wealthy. Let's check new. I'm not a big fan of these gold stocks, but I do like that chart pattern. I'd rather trade gold, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, it's 5-star. Undervalued by 25%, giving it a 5 star. I hope nobody in the Money Flow gang does that. Like I put out a trade and then you go to Chris and you go, "What do you think about this? Gerald put this out. What do you think about it, Chris?" I hope you guys don't do that. Or go to fucking Ashton. "What do you think about this? Gerald put it out. What do you think about it?" If you ever do that, like leave my group. Okay. I don't know what you would get benefit from that. I don't know what the point of that would be. Like, what would be the point of that? Yeah, it's highly undervalued. Stage one looks good. I know Chris has talked about EB. I haven't pulled the trigger on this one, but I've thought about it, and it's going down. So, it's not there yet, man. And the reason I haven't pulled the trigger on this one, I like the idea, is this right here. They're too far apart, man. It's too far apart. Let's see. It's too far apart. It's too far apart. Too far apart. So that's why I haven't moved on this yet. I need to see these come together a little bit. It's just me being particular. I'm a very patient trader. I don't really expect it to rip on me. We'll see. If this gets back in this box here in the next couple days, it gets back up in here. That makes it even more valuable, more not valuable, but a better signal. Chastix is still down, not come out yet. So if that's not come out yet, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to see this come out. So how often do you do fundamental analysis, Gerald? Do you sit around with cash balance sheets and flow charts like Warren Buffett and just read for hours a day? Yeah, man, I subscribe to services that do it for me. So if we wanted to read the fundamental analysis of this, we could come over here and we could go EB and we could go Gerald. But do all you do is look at charts? No, man. It's fucking boring to talk about that shit on YouTube or here. Who wants to sit and listen to some guy read about EBITDA and cash flow balance? Like only the most financial nerds will sit and listen to that. So that's not what I want to do on my. That's the last thing I want to do. It's like I go to the dentist because I need to fix my teeth, but I don't want to talk about the dental. I don't want to talk about it. So this is really boring. It's boring enough to read it, much less sit and regurgitate it. So the answer to your question is, of course I do, but I don't sit and talk about it on Instagram. You don't pay me any money. I'm gonna go sit and read and fucking study this and come and sit and digest it for people. Get out of here. So as we look at this, that's the wrong one, man. I can't get people to follow the money flow, much less read some freaking fundamental analysis. Let's pull this up. Hold on. This one's not coming up. Let's see. This is not coming up. Am I not logged in or something? I must not be logged in, man. I'm not logged in, man. But yes, of course, Newpont is a primarily gold producer with operations or assets in the United States, Canada, Dominican Republic, Peru. So we could go look up all of these mines and we could look at how much production's coming out, what are their margins, how profitable they are. So yes, we do all of that. And you know what all that usually equates to? Jack Bean. Jack Bean. So you know a bunch of facts and figures. What are you going to do with it? So you can outsource that and you could just pay people like Morningstar to tell you. And then you know. There you go. You just did fundamental analysis. And then you come over here and you could read the financials. And you could go through and you'd be like, wow, this is exciting. This makes great TV, by the way. It makes great for YouTube to sit and read. Well, look, they're at billion versus in 2019 they were at 9.7 billion. Wow, that's a 4 billion increase, 3 billion increase. See how boring this is? And we could talk about that, but or you could just go read it on your own. So yes, any stocks that I'm putting out, like Gilead was one I was putting out. They got drugs in the pipeline. They're making good money. They got a nice dividend, right? And we can go look, and they say Gilead is undervalued by 18%, right? And you could say, look, Gilead has had a solid second quarter, manageable exposure to U.S. pricing legislation, maintaining our $81 price, our true value. Gilead produced strong second quarter with lowered, despite lower demand for the COVID-19 drug, right? And we could work through all that, man. So definitely, that's the kind of shit you want to do on your own, though. A lot of times I give people homework on that, like, hey, go read on this so that you know it, because I'm not going to sit and read it to you. Um, let's see. Looks like that's about it. I haven't trimmed. Here, let's block that mad Indian guy. He's from India and he is pissed off. Look at it. Look at that face. He's pissed off. I'm pissed off, Gerald. I'm pissed off and I'm not going to take it anymore. I haven't trimmed this, but I'm looking to trim it soon. Gilead, by the way. That guy's from India and he is not happy. Are we still streaming? I mean, you're getting a little ahead of yourself there. It's in a stage 3, headed to a stage 1. How do you know it's headed to a stage 1? How do you know that? How do you know the 3 doesn't turn into a 4? So let's look at ETH. Yeah, stop kind of where it was before. Stopped where it was before. Stage 1. Let's see. I don't think it matters where SPY pulls back, man. It's in an uptrend right now. Yeah, I mean, ETH is still moving. Could be a 3. This is probably a 3. We got the rollover. MACD's cross. We come out. So check 1, 2, 3. Price is below the 5. Yep, it's all right. I mean, it's still above the 20. I wouldn't get too worried about ETH here. Could turn into stage 1, like you said, and rip higher. And if so, obviously we move to up in here. So I don't know. Wait and see on that. It's got to work off that RSI. So we'll see. Let's see. Of course you would trim DraftKings, man. It hit all the targets. I mean, you don't have to. You just hold it. Don't cry when it pulls back. So big, giant, ugly stage 1. These weren't breakouts. Once you understand why this is a giant stage 1, moved up, stopped at previous high. We stopped previous high. RSI is extreme. Momentum's turned. Still, I don't know. Maybe wait and see. Give it a chance. Maybe wait and see and give it a chance. See if it turns into a stage 1. Maybe that turns into a stage 1 and we rip higher, which I think that's what's going to happen with the market, man. I'm pretty bullish. I'm pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. Um, but you know, I like taking money off because these are usually the highs, and then we get a nice pullback, and everything sets up. You get a pullback from in here, and then you're going to have the normal movement of price: stage one, stage three, stage four. Stage one runs up, stage three pulls back, and that's the normal movement of price. Normal movement of price. What is it about Fubu that you need to look at? Kirby wants to brag to everyone. It was 100% yesterday. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what would you do if you bought it down here? If you bought a stock right here, let me ask you guys a question. If you bought a stock and you paid $2.50, and that stock went from $2.50 to $8, would you trim some? So if you turn $2 into 8 or 2,000 into 8,000, would you trim some? Nope, I didn't ask you where you bought it. Nobody gives a damn where you bought it. Nobody cares. The market doesn't care. Fubu doesn't care. Nobody on planet Earth gives a shit but you. Where you bought it has nothing to do with what you should do. That's the hardest lesson for people to understand. Where you bought a stock means nothing. Nothing. It's a sunk cost. You already paid that price. It means jack nothing. Nothing. It means nothing. It means nothing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares where you bought it. It means nothing. Nothing. It means nothing. Nothing. It means nothing. But people will let that mess them up, man. And they'll make decisions on where they bought the price, not this. Not what's actually happening. They make their decisions on where they bought it. So, you know, it depends on what you're doing. Now you could say, well, I'm a hold it because I think it's going higher. That's fine. But that doesn't negate the RSI and then the pulling back. So if you're going to trade it, if you had bought it, listen to what I'm saying. This is so important, man. If you had bought it here and you would have trimmed here, then not trimming here, you're being disingenuous. It means you don't have a fucking strategy. You're just doing it around whatever you paid for it. You're just floating around whatever they give me. That's what I'll do. Sometimes I have a strategy. Sometimes I don't. If I like the time, if it feels good at the time, I'll execute on it. If it doesn't feel good, well, then I don't execute on it. And then you're just floating around, man. They're just floating around. I would trim it. I would have trimmed it yesterday. I said that in my thing. So it's down 11%. And as it moves sideways, I take that money and roll it to something else. And then when this sets up to go again, I'll put money back in it. And I'll trade it up and trade it down and trade it up and trade it down. And it has nothing to do with what I first paid for it. Nobody cares. It means nothing. And I watch people who are like, well, I can't buy more because I bought it way up here and it would be throwing good money after bad. Is it? Because to me, it looks like it went up 100%. Well, shit, it went from $3.250 to $8. That's like 400, 500%. But the guy can't buy it here because he bought it way back here and now he's butthurt, so he can't buy it here. And so then that's how you end up not being a good trader, man. So remove what you paid for a stock. That has no bearing on it. It also has no bearing on the value of the stock. So if we come over here and we look at and we say, what is Fubu? How much is it worth? They say it's trading at a 56% discount. So that's pretty cool. They say it's worth 14 bucks. So, I mean, okay, that's up here. I mean, are we going to go straight to it? And one day we're going to go from $2 to 14 straight up. Highly doubt that's the way it plays out. So it's probably going to pull back, go sideways, come down. You're going to see the money flow pattern play out, man. Do you ever sell off some of your managed funds. What are you talking about? Um, it depends. Is it buy and hold? If it's buy and hold, that means buy and fucking hold it. It depends. If I'm trading it, I mean, if my position, the only time I'm looking to sell, buy and hold typically is if the position's gotten really large, or if I need money for some better play, like, or not better, but let's say I bought $5,000 worth of Coca Cola here and it's run up. Now it's banging at 8 grand. I might trim a little so that I could roll that, say, into Verizon or something, and I get a higher yield and the roll makes sense. But just to roll it, no, I don't do that. I did on ETRN recently. I trimmed some because why? Look how high it's gone. Well, I was buying the hell out of these stage ones, man. So my position came very large because I bought these stage ones. Even added over here. Here's another one about large dividend stock running to the 200-day moving average. I mean, you can see how much this happens. Easy trades, man. Easy trades. Easy trades. Easy trades. It's the easiest trade in the world. A dividend stock trading below the 200-day moving average. Um, so bam, beautiful, beautiful play. Now this one became too large in the RSI 70. So it went from like my ninth largest stock to my like or eighth. No, what am I saying? Fourth largest stock. So I trimmed some and I took that money and I bought AT&T with it. I put some in FCX, but I trimmed it. Um, let's see. All right. It says, what website is this? Stock charts, man. Get your shit together, sir. Snap. Get your shit together. Yep. Long snap. You could add here, maybe you could add here. I don't like it because I was adding here, here, and here, and here. I don't like adding here, but you could add here. I don't know. I don't like it. I wouldn't add here. I wouldn't add here. All right, we're going to look at SWN, Swan Energy, or Southwest Energy. Stage 2, bro. Oil stock. I mean, I imagine you're already long. This trade's kind of breaking down a little bit. We're in this trade too, same as ERX. Momentum is turned. Stochastics is broke down. Doesn't mean it's dead in the water, but it's moving up. If we can get above this zone, problem is we got a lot of resistance on all these oil stocks right here, man. Yeah, so he's saying he's long from 6, but nobody gives a shit where you got in, sir. So that doesn't help us. And the stock doesn't care either. So he got long right around here, which is a perfect purchase. That's a stage 1 perfect buy. And ideally, I'm sure he's hoping he can get it up into here, which would be a beautiful move. So that's where we were buying too, but on the ERX. Good play. Good play. Now, let me ask you, Curvy, let me ask you, what if right here he's like, but I'm underwater. I bought it much higher. What do I do? And then it came all the way down to here. And let's say you took some off here. And now it's come all the way down here 2 months later. You can put it back on. And that's called trading. That's called trading, people. What if over here you were like, yeah, but I bought it much higher. And then it comes down. That's an entire month later. Look, that was April 18th. We're all the way into May 16th for the next buy signal. So you had an entire month. You could have took that money down. And you're like, yeah, but I bought it higher. And it's called trading. Now, you don't have to do that. I'm just telling you that's how you trade around a position. That's how you get your price point lower. That's how you get it down, right? That's how you do it, man. And that's how you trade around a position. Now, you could make the case, well, I could have just held it. Okay, but again, look what I'm saying. You see these money flow patterns, man, and you can trade those. And I'm not picking on her. She knows that. For I don't want no white knights in here. What do you think about eight? This is let's see. They'll be like Gerald's picking on a girl. We don't even know if she's a girl. She could be faking it. That could be a fake picture. Could be some dude in his mom's basement. We don't know. Uh, are you bragging, sir? It's a 74 RRSI. It's at a high. Congratulations. I would be trimming this. Well, I don't know about the only non-scam trader on. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I would. I don't know what you're doing with this. Manny says catfish. There's a lot of good traders on Instagram. My man there, Manny, is one of them. Uh, let me pin his comment. That dude's a good dude right there. There's a lot of honest traders. There's some good traders on Instagram. There are some dudes that are a little suspicious, though. So we don't know what you're doing, sir. If you've been in this for a minute, I would. I mean, I this right here tells me to trim. That's how I use it. I just trim. I don't sell it. I trim a little and let it keep building out. Looks like you're going into a possible stage 3 here. I don't know what to do, man. Um, I don't know what you're doing, so it's hard for me to tell. All right, man. I guess that's it. Let's check in real quick on the BBY again. What a beautiful trade. I'm not in it. Stopped right where previous high. I mean, but dude, this is a meme stock. This thing could go another 100%, like all out the window. Um, if you remember when GameStop and AMC ran before, and I would tell people, listen, do the strategy, man. So if you're trading the money flow, I don't know what you're trading, but if you're trading the money flow, just because it goes up, we don't sell it all. We sell some. And then we wait for a clear distribution and we don't get out of it till it breaks down. So if I'm in this trade, I take some off and then I sit back with some popcorn and watch it play out, man. I sit back with some popcorn and I watch it play out. Let me turn this cam on, man, so YouTube can see my beautiful face. Let's see. And we'll see if that comes up. So if you're in that BBY, let it run. Don't try not to chase these unless that's your strategy. You know, if you're, if you're good at it and you've been doing it for a minute, you know what you're doing, then you can trade these. Once they run like that, though, if it's me, man, I'm dropping down to like an hourly chart if I'm going to try that game. And you're like, what do you mean? Meaning I would still wait for the extreme RSI, the pullback. So I would drop down if I was chasing. And there's, I don't do it, but if you're doing it, and what I'm looking for is this right here. I'm looking for the bang. If you go to the daily, I guarantee you that was banging. And then I'm waiting for the pullback on the 1 hour. And what I'm waiting for is that box setup and then the breakout. And there it was right there. And then you see it run. The money flow is fractal. Okay. You don't have to do it the way I do it. And I yell and bombast people and this and that. But I'm just trying to get people to learn the basics. Once you know how the flow works, you can drop this down. So if you got a stock that could run like a meme stock and it's banging the RSI, we'll drop down to a 1 hour and wait for just the slightest pullback. And when you get it, then jump on it, man. So there was your breakout right around in there. And then look, it's just run, 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 run. And now what? You're getting a stage 3, even on the 1 hour. So I would wait, for a pullback again. And, this may or may not. We'll see. You saw it happen right here, right? How many bars did it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I'm chasing, I got to drop my time frame down because then it makes more sense. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, man. So if you're chasing, drop your time frame down. And let's check in on Sava. That one looks like it's pulling back a little. Okay, so watch this. Let's say you wanted to chase Sava and it ran all the way up to here. Now it's pulled back. So let's drop this down to a 1 hour chart. we're getting a little bit of a pullback on it, right? Getting a little bit of a pullback on it. So I would let this set up, man, and I would watch this and get ready for a jump. That's how I would trade that, man. Yeah, got to have conviction, stay consistent, like Manny said. Uh, um, Curry said females trade too. Um, let's see. Yeah, what Manny said there. Money flow works. You just have to be conviction, and also your time frame. Your time frame may be different. My time frame, and maybe inside of this, you're doing other things. You know, these moves, these taste two moves, can last weeks and weeks and weeks on a daily chart. So anytime on a daily, you start to get it. Oh, here's another one. Look at this ENVX. So ENVX was one that we had a big move out of. So let's go to the daily. All right, big run up, right? Big run up, pulls back. Well, let's say you think this could keep going. This is one I would drop down to an hourly. We see the sell, and now what am I doing? I'm waiting for the stage one setup here. And if this starts to set up, look, the RSI's worked its way down. So now I'm wait. What am I doing? I'm watching this. I'm just like I would on the daily. I'm watching the MACD for the setup. I'm looking for the stochastics for a possible break. I'm looking for that support. Get my box, waiting for the thing, and then bam, when this thing starts to, if it starts to turn, bam, I'm on it again. You know, you saw it over here. So you had the big move, and then it started working down on the 1 hour chart, and then right in there, I had my breakout, and then you had a big run again, and then it paused. So if you're going to chase them, just lower your time frame. Look at it on a daily, and then lower your time frame, and that's always what I've done. Yeah, Bbby is a great example of one of a good example. Stage two, stage three restarts a stage two. So the more you trade these, the easier those get over time. Yeah, look, it's wanting to do it again. God, look at that support level. Whew, that was ugly right there, dude. Then it just turns right around. Yeah, this is getting to be a crazy chart, though, man. But I like it. I would definitely put a stop around that 380. But are we on a one? Oh, this is an hourly. No wonder. I'm like, God damn, that's a crazy chart. Sorry. Okay, makes more sense. Yeah, man. Yeah, so what Scott was just talking about here is price move sideways. We started to roll over and then it didn't. And then bam, you got a new breakout. There you go. Stage three, turned into a one, ripped into a two, and it's doing it fast too. Look at this. Those can be tough. You got to be nimble on those, like in and out. Like you got to be. And if you're watching that for a further move, and this is getting in money flow 2.0, but you know, we're that's our anchor point, right? Coming down, and then look, it holds it. So once this box starts building, we got to start thinking, man, this thing could rip again. And if you're aggressive, you could start adding here with the stop right in here, you know, if you're that aggressive and then the breakout happens. That's easy to say after the fact, but if you look at enough charts after the fact, then as it's happening, you can be like, oh, I've seen this before. That's why I get on people about filters. It's not that filters aren't valuable and that filters can't save you time. What I hate about it is as a new person, you really want to look at charts and do what I'm doing here and get a feel for it so you can see it over and over and over. So when it happens, you're there, man. You're there, man. What's up, man? What's up with the charts are showing cameras frozen, at least on mine. Man, not a thing. Trimming profits on PayPal. All right, man. I appreciate everyone. I'll look back and see how this new platform works. I'm trying out a new platform so I can bring on guests on YouTube. So we'll see how that works, man. Appreciate you guys.